is a spiritual experience. And Aqsa means the far mosque. It was not the mosque which we now known as Masjid Aqsa. It is a far mosque. Far mosque means far from our imagination, far from the human reach, far from the physical understanding of man. A place which is spiritual in nature and not physical. That should be the meaning of this. So there are other reasons, so many, which make us believe that it was just a physical experience, a spiritual experience. Moreover, in Bukhari Sharif, the narrator tells us in the end, and this I believe is reported by Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa radhiyallahu anha, that when this experience was finished, then Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam woke up. It doesn't say that he got dismounted from the horse and then entered the house. It says then he woke up. And also the same tradition tells us that all the time Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam's body was in Hatim. That is the wall surrounding Khana Kaaba. That is to say, he was sleeping there when he saw this vision, and he was asleep and his body remained there. So because the hadith tells us in so many words, there is absolutely no room for such fantastic imaginations which are now being relegated to this episode.
But Huzur, when I read hadith like these, that the thing is that internally the way it is written, it is not right. It doesn't fit in with the character of Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, or something.
But that is something which you can understand, but they won't.
No, but am I right in saying that this is wrong?
You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, one's inner nature rejects such things to be physical experiences. But that is for those people who have been, who have been educated properly by Hadhrat Mirza Tahir Islam's teaching and so on. They begin to see the propriety of things or the lack of propriety of things. But those people who have inherited some stories from the past, they don't know the significance of it, they don't know the problems that have attendant upon them. They just start believing and they don't care whether the world also believes along with them in such things or rejects them. So, to them we have to prove from the tradition, from the Holy Quran verses, logically we must make an effort to prove to them that their concept is wrong and distorted.
So if I can ask the second question.
Yes, please.
In Surah Ankabut, there is one verse which says, "O my servants who believe, verily my earth is vast, so my earth is vast, so worship me. So worship me alone."
Yes.
Now, when I was reading this, in the context, it first deals with the punishment of disbelievers and so on, and then this verse is said, and it struck me that it is very significant. And I mean, by saying my earth is vast, the obvious meaning is, going by the context, is that go in the earth and see my signs, or something like that.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
But I think it goes deeper than that. And
of course, the Holy Quran is a very, very vast book, although small. Ardi Wasiyatun applies also to all the creations of Allah. Sama is vast, as we know. وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ, the Holy Quran tells us that he goes on expanding it further. Earth also is vast, as Allah tells us. So why should his creation, holy creation, spiritual creation, that is the Holy Quran, not be vast? So this is quite relevant to this very verse, that the Holy Quran must be vast in meaning and have much more than one possibility open. So not only this verse, but every other verse also should be treated like this. with some depth.
You see, I was reading Hazrat Masih's book, peace be on him, Explanation of Objectives. And it was written in there that the all-wise God has disclosed this secret to me, that this world with all its parts is like physical limbs which exist not by themselves, but to carry out the wills and wishes of the Supreme Spirit. And it goes on, so it connects the earth with God as his limbs and so on. But really,
I understand your point, but what is the question?
The question is that to me, I think by saying my earth is vast, so worship me alone. Can you elaborate on that, or sort of explain the verse to?
Well, it depends. As you have yourself very well observed, this verse itself is vast. Not only is the earth created by God is vast, but also this earth which speaks of this vastness is vast in itself. So the meaning, this can be, an interesting commentary can be made on this verse, which would occupy quite some time. But in short, I can point out that despite vastness of the earth, you find no contradiction. And wherever you go, all the fingers of nature will be pointing to one God. That is one meaning of this. That although the vastness of earth should give an opportunity to those who believe in many gods to prove their point. But on the contrary, its vastness helps those who believe in the unity of God and not them. So go and search wherever you can, and everywhere you will find the same God operative, same nature operative. Oneness would be evident in everything, everywhere in the world. So vastness becomes, instead of being a hindrance in the way of believing in one God, it becomes a very great and very positive proof of oneness. Because being vast yet leading to one God is a far greater proof than for a small place to lead to God only. You understand this point? Secondly, this verse generally has the context of religious persecution, where earth is shown to be vast in the Holy Quran. In the context, if you read a few verses before or after, you will find that generally it fits into a place where religious persecution is mentioned. So Allah tells the believers that under the influence of these oppressors, you must not wilt, you must not bow down. If they call you to idol worship, reject them. And if you can't sustain the pressures, if you can't withstand the torture, then we tell you the earth is vast. Why do you remain stuck to one place? Go to any place, but always believe in one God, wherever you go. That is also one meaning. So this verse itself is quite vast. I mean, if you search for more, you will find more in this.
Thank you very much.
I am very happy that you are applying your mind in the study of the Holy Quran. I wish everybody in England, the youth in England, should start doing it. That is the most beautiful way to reach God, through the Holy Quran. Direct study. Of course, with the help of commentary from Hadhrat Mirza Tahir Ahmed and other qualified, etc. But unless the youth here is made interested in the study of the Holy Quran, they can't really have a dependable faith. They will remain outside, It's very important, and I'm very happy that you have started this. Any other question or observation? Yes, Hayat Sahib, after all, it's your turn. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. All these are questions, I'm afraid? Yes?
الزور